we trust finance guys with visioning? Are they competent?
That's a great question.
So I think that's what I say.
You want to hear from non-finance guys. Yes.
Again, competence is a
I'm,
very...
I'm sorry, I used the wrong word.
No, no,
It's perfectly okay. I think it's
But we need to. A person who doesn't know the market, a person who does not know my customer, a person. So how can I put him in charge of my vision?
I'll answer that. That means you're keeping your CFO completely in a room and not engaging him in anything. I don't do that. I keep my CFO with me in my client meetings, in the various things that are happening, and my CFO understands my business as much as I do. My CFO and me have the same MBOs. So if I don't reach my numbers, or he doesn't reach, I also get penalized, or I don't reach, he gets penalized. That's the power of collective. So we are saying that are they even what was the word that you used? Competent, right? You have to make them competent, right? Similarly, as CEOs, we have to be competent enough to understand the P&L, and it has to be both ways. So today, I at times tell my CFO that, this is how we could do. And he doesn't feel bad that I have given him something by which the P&L can be better. And many times he tells me things on the business side, which I agree. So it's the power of collective. If we don't empower them, how will they be competent?
I'll just add little small thing to it. I think the role, any role, eventually gets defined by the person sitting on that.
Yeah.
You will find CFOs who are as good as any CEO. They can run the entire business with all perspectives around them. You will find CFOs who are accountants. You will find CIOs, CDOs who are innovators, business model creators. You will find CIOs, CDOs who are nothing but VDP and IT managers also. So I think you will find CMOs who are revenue enhancer, who will say that I will increase revenue by 5% by doing smart marketing strategies. You will find CMOs who will just run the show BAU. So I think it all, but the good part is that all these roles are evolving, are getting better, deeper collaboration.
Just a caveat here. If a CMO works like that, or an IT person works like that, he's actually punished by the organization. But if the finance person acts like a CA, he's actually rewarded by the organization. So these are two different things. So a finance person what he said is perhaps true for his organization. But in general, you find that if the finance person, bhaiya budget nahi hai mera, for something which is highly evolutionary, the market is changing, I need to invest, budgeting nahi hai.
Yeah.
Right?
It happens.
Uska koi loss nahi hota.
Yeah.
So
that is what I meant by
fair point. And there's an
hear
from you. So I'll give you an example. When you see the troop marches, in any site. So whenever they do a salute to the guest there, the entire troop, one person doesn't turn. It's the right side. If the guest is in the right hand side, the right corner guy, or the left side if the guest is, so that guy never turns his head. Because the moment he turns the head, the entire troop direction will change. Actually, somewhere like that is the finance guy plays a role. So many times, that's something which comes naturally to us. If everybody sees one direction, we always try to see that whether we are missing out something. Makes us sometimes sound conservative.
Yeah.
But not, those days are gone to a great extent. Because I'll tell you, we used to be rewarded in the past for what things? Our KPIs used to be timely book closing. Okay. Accuracy of book closing. Okay. So these are the things which is nil reporting, in the audit. We used to get rewarded for those things. Today, if you see what I'm getting rewarded for, sales growth is there, working capital improvement, investment on track.
The CEO and the CFO have the same.
Same is my KPI of my CEO also. So whenever the CEO is not there, the CFO becomes.
I think it's organizationally different. In larger conglomerates, this gets lost. Yes. If you go down slightly, in the echelons, you'll see that suddenly they're not talking to each other. Because again, as somebody said, the finance has no win or loss from what you were doing. For you, it's a matter of life and death because that large campaign worth $6 billion is going through or not. For him, if you don't meet this criteria, you're out. That's it.
So
It's as simple as that for him.
Sorry. I think there are 2-3 things that we are all kind of saying. I'm just kind of listing them. One is that there's the matter of organization culture. He has built that culture. He has built it. Was it always there? He was wise enough to say, this is how we're going to work. And that's what you're also saying, that, they are working together. But then comes the nature of the industry you're in. I come from advertising. Things are very chaotic. Decisions get taken every day, and some things get stared down, something else gets built up. Chaotic world. Then my first job was Asian Paints. Very organized. Everything is going to work the same way every day. There's no budget variance, no problem. So everybody's happy. We're talking about that.
Yeah.
So there is one, the nature of the industry that we talk about. Second is the culture of the organization. I mean, look at how Tata's operate and look at how probably Reliance operates. They're very different.
I know a lot of CFOs who get rewarded on share price growth. There are a lot of CFOs who get rewarded on, and their mandate is that my EPS has to move by X points and over, let's say, 3-year horizon. So you have no choice but to be a business owner.
Yeah,
So I
but
think that
coming to your point, which you're saying, do the CFOs of finance or non-business guys have the competency? I fundamentally believe that people who are at least in the leadership team, whatever function they are handling, I believe everybody has that base level of competency to understand business. Now, is it expected that the CFO should do a marketing job or vice versa? Is obviously not right. But does everybody have a base level understanding of the business should be there? Now that can be incorporated, like I told, through collaboration, etc. That if the CFO or a strategy guy is just sitting in office, then he may lose track on that. But if the organization is able to ignite that culture, I'll give you an example. Nokia, I worked with Nokia for some time, a long time actually, 11 years. There was a KPI which every India leadership team member had on customer centricity. There was a KPI. Okay. Now, that KPI for a sales guy may mean number of visits to the customer. But for a finance guy, it may mean number of visits, but the frequency may be twice in a month or twice in a quarter. For a sales guy, it will be 15 days in a month probably. Right? However, it was mandatory for every leadership team member. What it forces it to do is that everybody get a base level of at least 2 meetings.
Yeah.
Right? And that itself over a period of time builds that competency to understand the business at a base level. And that is what is required. I don't think we expect him to run the marketing function or the CMO to run a sales function. But if they are all understanding how does it run, what are the key metrics, challenges, then I think the conversation will become very smooth. I believe that's what is critical to establish.
So, would you like to add to this?
And Rajkumar, as it is important for a finance person to understand business, it is also important for business guys to understand P&L.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, that's the statement of truth. That is the profit that you are earning. That is how the organization is growing. Everybody should understand how your unit economics is stacking.
So that's where the fights start.
Back to square. No, but this is a very important point. I just want to add to this a little bit. In the mobile devices industry, I've been there for almost 20 years now. You would have noticed that every 2 years, one of a large big companies has collapsed.
Yeah.
Okay, you take Nokia, you take Micromax, you take BlackBerry, and there are a couple of more I'm forgetting. Like the whole reason is everybody's wondering where did it go? They're doing so well, and the answer lies in the P&L. If you're not making money, then eventually you're.
But is the answer only on P&L in those cases? In those cases, the answer is also in the fourth area of innovation and the world.
Can we say later on that?
It's more of a it is on research, it is on product innovation, it is on many things.
Where we tend to do mistake, I'll just add on. No, on this,
See,
I'll just respond to you. See, those are all the reasons which led to that situation.
Everything
But
converges to a
what I'm
P&L.
meaning to say is that ultimately, if you're not making money in the business, for whatever reason, lack of innovation, whatever.
So the biggest story,
Then you're not.
doing rounds right now these days is till Steve Jobs. They have the big focus on research and design and all. The chief design officer was a big power, house in Apple, right? Comes Tim Cook and the financial re-engineering side getting more weightage. Price increase, revenue growth, price increase, revenue growth, design went down.
Yeah.
Design team was cut down dramatically. Design investments were cut down. Now, there is a cycle. The effects don't come in 1, 2, or 3 years. It takes, maybe sometimes 8 to 10 years to see the implication of that.
No.
So I think P&L was very well managed every year. Apple was growing, P&L was great, fantastic, but they were losing out on innovation and design. And in the long run, like BlackBerries or all the names, Nokia.
Boeing,
Crazy.
great example.